The new Battlefield game will suck. Really? World War I? Are you insane? I mean, how are you supposed to make a game out of that? Do you know anything about World War I? Are you morons that think this will be a good game? You clearly know nothing about the war. Trench warfare is one of the most stationary wars that's ever happened. Ever. And you think that's supposed to be exciting? What the hell? You're making a multiplayer game out of this? I could see a strategy game or a freaking, I don't know, role-playing game maybe, but first-person shooter multiplayer? Are you insane? Basically, World War I was just one side rushes the enemy position, gets mowed down, and then the other side rushes the enemy position, gets mowed down, their lines refill, then they repeat the process. That's all World War I is. If they do make the game accurate, it will be boring. So guess what? What EA is going to have to do? They're going to have to make it unrealistic. Yes, unrealistic. The game won't even be like World War I. It will just be like World War II or any other Battlefield game, but with reskins. I mean, seriously, you think this will actually play out as World War I? You guys are absolute morons. Absolute morons. And I don't even think there will be a campaign. There never is a campaign. I don't think there will be a campaign. It's absolutely ridiculous. This game will be a huge disappointment. There's no way they're going to get this game to work unless there's like 500 people per side in this game. That's the only way you can make it exciting. There's just no way. No freaking way. This game will suck. And especially since it's coming from EA, I mean, there will be like a $60 fee just to play multiplayer or a $60 season pass. You morons praising this game. What's wrong with you? Like, seriously, what's wrong with you? No. Can they please make something new? Like, seriously, can anybody make something new? Having your game take place in World War I as a multiplayer game, I don't see how that could work. I mean, I might be wrong, but I just don't see it. It will be boring. It will be extremely hard for the offensive team. Like, I can't see how they're going to overrun the positions. No cover at all. 2 shots and you're dead. I just don't see it. This is a Halo where you have like shields and everything. You have like a couple hits, then you're dead. They've just ran out of ideas. That's all I see it as. Automatic machine gun fire versus the attackers having rifles, light arms. That's why World War I failed. No side could ever get the advantage. Do you have any idea how frustrating that would be? Just constantly rushing enemy positions and getting mowed down and having to respawn every 10 seconds. That would just not work. That's why people don't make games about World War I, because it would not work. They know it wouldn't work. I can understand a game about, let's see, dogfighting in World War I, or maybe even tank warfare, but just flat out World War I, they have to make it not historically accurate. That's the only way it will work. But they're just gonna have to make it so historically inaccurate that it just would take you out of the game, basically, and just piss you off. Just like, I don't know, make the tanks like 10 times faster, because nobody wants to go drive a tank that's going like 5 miles per hour. Nobody. Who wants to sit there and take like 50 minutes just to get on the other side of the battlefield? Nobody. Who wants to drive an airplane when you're just going to get shot down in 10 seconds? Because that's how it was in World War One. They're going to have to give the airplanes extra armor to the point where it's unrealistic. They're going to have to nerf the machine guns because there's no way they can actually have it full capacity and actually have one team be victorious over another. Battlefield games are about taking over the enemy position, and if you can't take a position, I don't see how that will work. They can't just have it stationary, because no side would want to play the defensive position, or no side would want to play the offensive position. But both would be boring anyway. Just sitting at a machine gun nest and just pointing and clicking to kill your enemies, that takes no skill. And this game's going to be extremely overpriced too. Extremely overpriced. I guess like $70 plus, and it's not even going to include the season pass. Absolutely ridiculous. This is insane. If you morons think this will actually be a good game. And I was just watching a World War One documentary the other day, and the comment section was filled with a bunch of Battlefield nerds saying, "Yeah, I'm just watching this to see the World War One hype for Battlefield." Yeah. I mean, this is a war where millions of people have died, and to say you never even considered watching any documentary on the war, the only thing that will get you to watch a documentary on World War One is Battlefield? Are you serious? Half you morons never even knew what World War One was until like 2 months ago. It's insane. You video gamers are the most retarded people ever. Like, seriously. Just buying, they're the biggest sheep ever when it comes to consumers and marketing. They'll fall for literally anything. They'll get hype off of anything. They'll buy any console as long as it has hype. I'm still on the Xbox 360. I've never bought the Xbox One, the PS4, or any of that other stuff. Because it's garbage. You don't need it. It's trash. It's a ripoff. It's a scam. I know this video will probably get like 1 million dislikes and 2 likes maybe. But I don't care. I just don't care. This game wouldn't work unless they like nerfed things to unrealistic proportions. And that's why people do not make video games on World War One. Because you can't have it fast paced. You cannot make World War One a fast paced game. It would not work. You cannot have a deathmatch style World War One game. A team deathmatch style World War One game. It would not work. It would be unfair for the offensive team all the time. It's just going to be another Battlefield game. Okay, this game sucks. It's terrible. It's terrible. We know this. I said it before it even came out. It will be terrible. Because that's what DICE does. They make the same game over and over again. There's literally no difference between Battlefield 1 and Battlefield 1942 and this. There's no difference. It's a reskin. Slightly enhanced graphics. Battlefront and Battlefield 1 play exactly the same. Exactly the same. There's no difference at all. If you think there's a difference in anything in this game in terms of gameplay, then you're just a moron. You're a moron. You're not a gamer. Gamers, real gamers, will know that this game is absolute crap. It's just a reskin. You're paying $100 for a reskin. You're paying $100 for DLC, for Battlefront DLC. It probably took them like 3 weeks to make this game. All they did was change the models, the skins, add some music, some sound effects, and that's it. They don't have to worry about a story. They don't have to do a storyline. Just make some BS maps, How are they gonna make a map without any trenches? How is this a World War game or World War One game and they don't have any trenches? They don't know anything about World War One. Let's just put that out there. They just made a game with a bunch of fully automatic riflemen running around the battlefield, just shooting each other. How is this accurate? It's not accurate at all. The war played out nothing like this. Nothing. And you idiots, when I told you this game would suck, you guys were like, oh, it's gonna be great. What are you talking about? You're just a hater. Like, I was right. It's DICE, for God's sake. DICE, freaking DICE. They don't care about the freaking fans. They make the same game over and over again. And that's all they've been doing. That's all they ever do. There's no creativity. Nothing. They couldn't care less about your stupid feelings about World War One. That gameplay trailer that they released was so over the top and exaggerated. Everything was just exaggerated. And when you see the actual gameplay, yes, the actual gameplay, it's boring. It's just another Battlefield game. Battlefield is worse than Call of Duty. Yes, I said it. It's worse than Call of Duty. $50 season pass? Are you retarded? What moron would pay $50 for a season pass just to play multiplayer? Are you insane? Are you absolutely insane? So if I wanted to rent this game from Blockbuster or whatever, I don't even know if the Blockbuster still even exists anymore, but if I wanted to rent this game from Blockbuster and I paid $20 to rent it, took it to my house, installed it on my console, I couldn't play multiplayer. I'd have to pay a $50 season pass just to play it. $50. So what if I run in it for only like 2 weeks? I still have to pay $50 just to play the game. I can't even test out the game if I'm paying $50. That's absolutely retarded. Absolutely retarded. There's so much greed in this industry now. They're literally, if you're still playing video games right now, just refer to my other video, why video games are dead. Just refer to that video, because I'm not even going to waste my time explaining. I've already explained it millions of times. It's obvious at this point. This game's just a bunch of people running around with machine guns, gunning each other down. And if you think World War One even remotely was anything like that, then kill yourself. Just kill yourself right now, because you'd be cleaning the gene pool that way. Because there's no way in the world that you could be that stupid. Your brain's clearly not functioning the way it was supposed to. You're just brainwashed at this point. You've clearly taken no time to research the war before getting hype off this game. And it's just different settings, different guns. That's it. That's all this game is. Different setting, different guns, different skins. That's all video games. Where is it? They could have added new game modes. Like, let me think of a new game mode off the top of my head. Okay, so they could have added a rush game mode where a team has to rush your position and you have to defend it for as long as you can. And tank warfare, they could have had a game mode where it's just tanks. That's what they could have had. They could have had everything. They could have had a squad game mode where you have to stay in a squad. You can't get a certain distance away from your squad. You have to stick together and work together as a team. But they don't. They don't care. Because creativity does not make money.